3. rujna stigao je poziv u pomoć da su oni u jednoj dubokoj špilji, jami koja se zove Morka, u Turskoj imali nesreću na dubini od 1040 metara, te zaista mi smo odmah znali o kakvoj je teškoj akciji riječ i da će to izvlačenje zaista dugo trajati, pogotovo jer je bila riječ o unutarnjem krvarenju i tu su svaki sat je bio zaista bitan. Mi smo odmah počeli sa pripremom za odlazak i sve administrativne stvari smo krenuli rješavati da bi najbrže moguće stigli tamo. I kad razmišljate o tome, to je 2400 km koje morate proći unutar par dana, a znajući da osoba krvari i da u Turskoj ne postoji služba koja ima takav kapacitet da bi njega izvukla na sigurno. Zašto to znamo? Znamo iz razloga jer u Hrvatskoj imamo 4 jame dublje od 1000 metara, poznajemo dobro prilike u spasilačkim i speleološkim krugovima u Europi i šire, te naravno naš gost danas je između ostalog i naš prijatelj sa kojima smo jako puno puta bili na ekspedicijama, na vježbama spašavanja i to nam je bio dodatni motiv da upremo sve snage da bi došli tamo i pomogli. Ono što je bio najveći prioritet, osim pripreme jame za transport, jer kad gledate, to vam je kao da imate Zagrebačku katedralu koja ima 108 metara, a on se nalazio na dubini od 1040 metara. Dakle, to vam je 10 zagrebačkih katedrala i pritom ukalkulirajte ovdje još i uska suženja, meandre, prolaze, kanale koji vijugaju i to sve uz pomoć užeta je potrebno kretati i izvlačiti. Dakle, mi smo znali da će to biti teško, dugotrajno i da ćemo morati biti spremni na više dana boravka u podzemlju.
My experience in the rescue, I was essentially there from the very beginning. I was there when Mark got sick. We were in Marja cave pushing a leaf climb, so we were trying to make the cave go deeper. And we had climbed up to the very top, and I was waiting for Mark to bring the rope up so we could start installing anchors on the ceiling and get into a window. And then unfortunately he started listing off symptoms and just said he's very sick. So initially I thought he had something going on with his stomach, and maybe he was just ill from something he ate or the water, and I knew we need to get down to a more comfortable area. So fortunately he was able to do that under his own power. I did not have to hang him from my harness and rappel. He just did it on his own. But I did do the changeover for him, so I managed his equipment so that he could do as little as possible and just save his energy. When he got down to the bottom, I went to get medication from people who were nearby in the cave, and I asked him what he needed. He just said privacy, because he was not feeling very well. And when I returned to him, unfortunately, he was no longer there. And it's very rare that you travel alone in a cave, so I knew that he was very sick and wanted to get to a place of comfort as soon as possible. I also looked around for evidence of what had transpired while I was gone, and I immediately saw that he was having internal bleeding based on the evidence left behind. So I traveled back with him very slowly, steadily to the camp, and there, once we arrived, we made a plan. And being familiar with rescue training it was a huge asset because we knew exactly what was about to happen. We knew who we needed to call, and I was able to be his first medical professional as well. So I did a medical assessment on him. I wrote down all the information I could, his vital signs, and I got all the phone numbers of everyone we needed to contact, which was people in the European Cave Rescue Association, through which the Croatian team responded, and local authorities as well in Turkey initiated the rescue.
I gotta say thank you in person to the Croatian rescue team and also to the Croatian people. I know that this was within the media extensively and that there was an outpouring of support in hoping that I got out of the cave. I'm happy to tell you I did with extensive help from the Croatian rescue team. And as we go through the progression of the rescue, I can tell you that I think the first thing that I heard was actually Rocky's voice, and I recognized his voice, and I was like, the Croatians are here. This is excellent. and I called out to you. It's just like I didn't even see you. I just called out like, Rocky is here. Where are you? I don't remember my exact words, but that was the thought going through my head. So it is truly a heartfelt thank you and a heartfelt pleasure to be able to work with the Croatians. This is not the first time in this facility. I've had the pleasure of training under the Croatian rescue team and gaining a lot of skills there to complement the training that I've had in other places in the world. And that training carries into the actual rescue itself. And I'll stop boring you with the other details and jump into the dramatics, which Jessica left off when the first doctor arrived. And that was, she stole the thunder. That's when my thought process transitioned from my chances of getting out of here alive are getting slimmer and slimmer. My life is getting counted in hours, and that the steady decrease in my pulse, my blood pressure, all turned around. And so between Jessica's treatment, followed by the Hungarian doctor's duty, and the blood transfusions and the plasma, that was the time that I kind of reached the point of, I am certain that I will get out of this cave. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I am going to get out of this cave, and it's going to be successful. I honestly, it sounds strange, but I have very, very good memories of that transport. Being from the rescue side of the world, I'm very familiar with travel in a litter. I'm very familiar with the effort and the difficulties moving a patient, moving through rebelay after rebelay, or essentially anchor system after anchor system after anchor system, transitioning from one team of people to the next, all while just hanging midair, and navigating a patient in a litter through that. So I'm very familiar with the challenges that it took to move me successfully through that cave. And so that was the first and the most exciting moments. And then that continued for, I think, 29 hours was the final count. Don't hold me to that one. My brain was a little bit in and out during that time period. It was tough to remember the entire thing, but that began more than a day worth of almost nonstop travel until eventually I reached the surface. Thank you.